Hello, hello. We continue today with the secret code story time. Are you ready?
The children went to the library. They wanted to crack the code to find Mrs. Rose. Gaia waited outside with Scamp.
We're looking for the book Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens.
OK, please be quiet. Professor Higgins is working.
The children looked at the book. Annabel cracked the code in 5 minutes. She didn't see the professor.
P means page, L means line, and W means word.
Annabel used the code and wrote the message word by word.
Who is Ruby?
Is it Mrs. Rose?
Wait a minute.
Matt found some information in an encyclopedia. Ruby was a valuable jewel. The robber planned to steal it.
Phone the police.
Goodbye, Professor.
Joey phoned the police. The robber planned to steal the ruby at 4 o'clock.
Hello?
The children ran to the bank.
Did he get the ruby?
Yes, he did.
Annabel saw a pair of broken glasses. They were exactly the same as the professor's glasses.
Look!
The police asked Joey to draw a picture of Professor Higgins. Then they asked the security guard lots of questions.
Did this man steal the ruby?
Yes, he did.
The children had some questions. The robber's code was in Mrs. Rose's garden. Did Mrs. Rose know the robber? Where was she?
Let's look in Mrs. Rose's notebook. Don't worry, Scamp. We'll find her.
Good. Once we have seen the story, we start again and we do again with the translation. Ready? Come on.
Episode 5. The Secret Code. The children went to the library.
Here. The children went to the library. The children went to the library. Los niños fueron a la librería. Aquí tenemos ya el pasado irregular del verbo ir. Go, went. Los chicos fueron a la biblioteca.
Went to the library. They wanted to crack the code to find Mrs. Rose.
They wanted to crack the code to find Mrs. Rose. Ellos querían descifrar el código para encontrar a la señora Rose.
Gaia waited outside with Scamp.
Gaia waited outside with Scamp. Gaia esperaba fuera con Scamp. ¿Veis aquí este pasado regular? ¿Por qué sabemos que es regular? Porque sigue la regla y acaba en de.
We're looking for the book Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens.
We're looking for the book Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens. Estamos buscando el libro de Oliver Twist de Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens es el escritor que escribió Oliver Twist.
OK, please be quiet. Professor Higgins is working.
Please be quiet. Professor Higgins is working. Professor Higgins está trabajando. Tenéis que ir traduciendo al mismo tiempo que yo, como si estuvieseis en clase, pues vosotros o mentalmente o en voz alta.
The children looked at the book.
The children looked at the book. Looked. Este pasado regular, aquí con la ed. Los niños, los chicos, buscaron en el libro.
Annabel cracked the code in 5 minutes.
Annabel cracked the code in 5 minutes. Annabel descifró el código en 5 minutos.
She didn't see the professor.
She didn't see the professor. Aquí tenemos ya un pasado. Voy a ponerlo aquí un poquito más para acá a ver si me sale. She didn't see the professor. Ella no vio al profesor. El didn't es el auxiliar del pasado. Igual que don't y doesn't son los auxiliares de presente, didn't, recordarlo, que es el auxiliar de pasado. She didn't see the professor. Ella no vio al profesor.
Professor.
P means pay.
P means page. Está intentando descifrar el código. P significa página.
L means line.
L,
And W.
L means line. L significa línea, renglón.
L means line. And W means word.
And W means word. Y la W significa la palabra.
Annabel used the code and wrote the message word by word.
Annabel used the code and wrote the message word by word. Annabel usó el código y escribió el mensaje palabra a palabra. Aquí tenemos dos pasados. Used, usó, que es un pasado regular porque acaba en D. And wrote, que es el pasado irregular de write, wrote.
Who is Ruby?
Who is Ruby?
Is it Mrs. Rose?
Wait a minute.
Matt found some information in an encyclopedia.
Matt found some information in an encyclopedia. Matt encontró, un pasado irregular, found, información en una enciclopedia. Una enciclopedia es un diccionario muy grande en el que se encuentra mucha información.
In an encyclopedia. Ruby was a valuable jewel.
Ruby was a valuable jewel. Ruby was a valuable jewel. Was. Aquí tenemos el pasado del verbo to be, siempre estamos repasando. Ruby era una joya muy valiosa.
Was a valuable jewel. The robber planned to steal it.
The robber planned to steal it. The robber planned to steal it. El ladrón planeaba robarla.
Planned to steal it.
Phone the police.
Goodbye, Professor.
Joey phoned the police. The robber planned to steal the ruby at 4 o'clock.
The robber planned to steal the ruby at 4 o'clock. El ladrón planeaba robar el rubí a las 4.
Hello?
The children ran to the bank.
Los niños, the children ran to the bank. Los niños corrieron al banco.
Did he get the ruby?
Did he get the ruby? ¿Y consiguió el rubí?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. Se lo llevó.
Annabelle saw a pair of broken glasses.
Annabelle saw a pair of broken glasses. Annabelle vio un par de gafas rotas.
They were exactly the same as the professor's glasses.
They were exactly the same as the professor's glasses. Eran exactamente las mismas como las gafas del profesor.
As the professor's glasses.
Look!
The police asked Joey to draw a picture of Professor Higgins.
The police asked Joey to draw a picture of Professor Higgins. La policía le pidió a Joey que dibujara que hiciera un dibujo del Professor Higgins.
Then they asked the security guard lots of questions.
Y luego le preguntaron al guardia de seguridad muchas preguntas.
Did this man steal the ruby?
Did this man steal the ruby? ¿Este hombre robó el rubí?
Yes, he did.
The children had some questions.
The children had some questions. Los niños tenían algunas preguntas.
The robber's code was in Mrs. Rose's garden.
The robber's code was in Mrs. Rose's garden. El código del ladrón estaba en el jardín de la señora Rose.
Did Mrs. Rose know the robber?
Did Mrs. Rose know the robber? ¿Conocía la señora Rose a el ladrón? A ver si lo consigo poner. Aquí. Did Mrs. Rose know the robber? ¿Conocía la señora Rose al ladrón?
Know the robber? Where was she?
Where was she? ¿Dónde estaba ella?
Let's look in Mrs. Rose's notebook.
Let's look in Mrs. Rose's notebook. Vamos a mirar en la libreta de la señora Rose.
Don't worry, Scamp. We'll find her.
Don't worry, Scamp. We'll find her. No te preocupes, que la encontraremos. Bueno, acabamos con el vídeo. Esta es la tarea para hoy, miércoles. Esta es para hoy. La podéis volver a mirar. ¿Qué recomendaría ahora? Que pusieseis el vídeo desde el principio y volvieseis a ver la historia sin la traducción, una vez que ya la hemos hecho, igual que lo hacemos en clase. Y ahora os voy a poner otro vídeo con la tarea para el viernes 24, que serían las actividades del Activity Book relacionadas con esa historia. ¿Vale? Bye bye. See you next time.